welcome back to my channel, Rosie Sews Modern Vintage. I'm Rosie and it's really lovely to have you here. I'm actually going to take my glasses off because the shine on my glasses is really getting on my nose. Today I am going to be showing you 5 top tips on how you can create a vintage look with your existing wardrobe. It's nice to sometimes know how to do that without having to break the budget, spend a lot of money or invest in lots of other accessories and clothes in order to create that vintage look. So let's get right into it. So number 1 in my top 5 things for creating a vintage style outfit is your hair. Now, as you can see today, I have got a couple of victory rolls in. Now, I have to admit they're not at their best today because I was in a bit of a rush, but putting a couple of victory rolls in the front of your hair is a very, very easy way to start off with vintage hairstyling. It will take a bit of practice, but it really isn't that difficult. All you will need is either a very narrow tooth comb or a back combing brush, some hairspray, and of course, bobby pins. Now I follow a couple of channels on YouTube and Instagram that are really helpful for hairstyling. Number 1 is Vintagious. She is absolutely brilliant. She has got hundreds of tutorials on her channel on how to do various vintage styles, not just victory rolls, and most of them are the kind that you can do 10 minutes before you leave for work. They literally just take a little bit of styling and a load of hairspray and you're good to go for the day. So definitely check her out. The other one that I really like is Dixie Domino. She has Instagram and YouTube and she's done some brilliant hair tutorials. At the moment, her hair is an amazing shade of pink. So that is kind of a good start for your styling. The other things you can do are things like beehive, which just takes a lot of back combing and then a lot of hairspray. You could also do some Betty bangs. I'll insert a picture of me wearing them here. And then even if you're wearing your hair down or you have short hair, the other things that you can do to give your head a vintage look is to use hair accessories like these flowers or to use hair scarves. So going first for the hair accessories, this is actually 2 hair clips clipped together. So that's quite nice. If you've just got little ones, like I've got these little ones for example, if you just want something subtle, 1 is plenty, but then if you're wanting to do something bigger or combine a few colours, you can add them together and they'll give you a nice look. But sometimes you can go for something wacky, and my very favourite hair clip that I have is this one. I just love this little toucan, and this is by a lovely lady called Paula at Paula's Vintage Parlour. She hand makes them. This one is on a crocodile clip, you see, so it can go really in any place on your head and be nice and secure. And because it has lots of colours on it, it's going to work for a lot of different outfits. So although I spent, I think this cost £20, it's actually worth it because I'm going to use it in lots of places. But I have to say I do also make my own. So I do have a glue gun. I love to go to somewhere like Poundland, pick up some of their silk flowers and get crazy with the glue gun and a hair clip just to try and coordinate with a particular outfit or something. So yeah, so there's hair accessories, and then there's also scarves. So again, scarves do not need to be expensive. I don't spend a lot of money on mine. This one I bought in a vintage reproduction shop. I think I paid £2 for that. I really like this one. This is a nylon scarf and it has a really nice, I don't know, I just like the fact that it's quite see-through, but then when you gather it up to tie it in a bow, you get that kind of solid colour, and the bows do sort of sit really nicely with this structure of fabric. I've also got this one, this bandana, which is great when you're wearing more of a kind of casual look, and that was, I think it was 75p from Wish. So cheap. If you don't want to wait for something to come from China, then there's sellers on eBay that sell them for a little bit more money, but not much, that you could order from UK stock. I've got this one, which was from a company called Band, and this is just a chiffon scarf in a pale pink with polka dot, and I think that cost me £3. And then this one really random. My husband bought this for me, and he actually purchased something as a gift from Lush, some bath bombs I think, and they were doing gift wrapping, but instead of wrapping them in paper, they were wrapping them in something reusable, and you could pay extra for that. So he bought this scarf. I don't know whether it's still available, but it is got this name on it, Monica, what is it? Or Monique Valerie. Anyway, yeah, I really like that one in a nice classic navy blue. And the final hair accessory that is fabulous in the winter is a beret. They are so brilliant for vintage outfits. A bobble hat, as much as they're very useful when it's cold, you just can't get that vintage look. And with a beret you can. Again, dead cheap. I buy most of mine from eBay for about £3.99, something like that. Primark are doing some at the moment for £4. So yeah, get out and have a look for berets, because they're a really good way to add a simple vintage touch. And you can even add, well, here's one of my hair flowers that I made, all from stuff from Primark. No, not Primark, Poundland. And if you put a clip on that, you can see that that again would be a really nice hat to wear when you're trying to get all dressed up in the winter. So yeah, so number one is hair and hair accessories. Number two in my how to give a vintage twist to any outfit is your underwear. So first of all, corsetry. Now this can be a very expensive way to go, because my favourite company is a company called What Katie Did for vintage reproduction underwear, and their stuff is stunning. And you can get waist cinchers and corselets with the suspender belt attached, full lace-up corsets, all sorts of things, but they do range from £50 to £150, so it is a lot of money. If you're a girl on a budget like me, you will want the cheap option, and I have found one that I have used, and it is from eBay, and it's £4. I have had to buy two, so over the last 6 months I've got 2 of them because they don't last forever, but when it is cheap I don't mind that. So they have hook and eye closure, and they are steel boned, and they are perfect for creating a little bit more of an hourglass figure. The other underwear things that are fairly basic requirements but do make such a massive difference would be your slips. So when you're wearing a full skirt, a big fluffy petticoat is a must. Now if you are trying to keep it cheap, then eBay, Etsy, Facebook, you can probably pick up a bargain one there for sort of £5 to £10. However, I am a skinflint with everything, but I did buy a little bit more of an expensive petticoat, and I am so glad that I did. So I bought mine from a company called Poppy England, and I think it was £40, although I got it for half price, so it was 20. But they're also really nice ones in Collective, and Lindy Bop I think do some nice soft ones, and Band, or Hearts and Roses as they sometimes go by their business name, they do some really lovely ones. And the more expensive ones just are much softer, they move a lot more naturally, but having said that, the cheap ones are still great if you're just starting out. And if you've got a circle skirt or a full gathered skirt, popping one of those full petticoats underneath just instantly gives it that little vintage touch. And the final thing when it comes to underwear is a slip. So rather than the big full petticoats, I'm talking about the silky slips that you can buy. They stop skirts sticking to your tights, they stop skirts being see-through, they give you a smoother silhouette. If you wear one under your big fluffy petticoat, it will stop the petticoat from being itchy, and generally it just makes you feel very glamorous, and that is half the thing with vintage, isn't it? It makes you feel glamorous. Now, point number 3 is accessories. So we're talking jewellery, we're talking handbags, we're talking tights and stockings, we're talking shoes, we're talking glasses. All of those things really help to just make a normal outfit vintage inspired. So you've seen me wearing my glasses. Here we go. As soon as I put my cat's eye glasses on, I feel like I'm instantly in the mood for vintage, and that my outfits come together much better when I have these glasses on. So you can also, if you don't wear glasses, you can get cat's eye shaped sunglasses as well. From if you do have a prescription, Specsavers are fantastic for doing lots of vintage styles, but I know that a lot of people I've seen get their glasses from Retro Peepers and Glasses Direct. They're also really good. So have a look around, look for the bargains. There's normally introductory offers to get things at a bargain price, and those will be a nice investment, especially in the summer when you want to wear your sunglasses, and they can really add to your outfit. Handbags, look on Pinterest for the era that you're particularly interested in recreating, and then you will see the kind of shape of handbag to look for. You can buy reproduction ones easily from companies like Collective and Lulu Hun, Ruby Shoe do a few, but also if you just have a look in charity shops and on eBay and Etsy, often people will sell, even 80s handbags have a vintage look. They're very similar, like the old ladies' handbags from the 1980s are perfect for a 1950s look, believe it or not. So just search around, be open-minded, and you will pick up a bargain. With your tights and stockings, a seamed stocking or tight is always very glamorous. I would always go for a nude or flesh colour stocking and then a black seam. But, and they will go with every outfit, but if you wanted to go a little bit more wacky, somebody like what Katie did, who I mentioned before, they do stockings with red seams, green seams, yellow seams, purple seams, all sorts of colours. So if you're wanting to sort of branch out a bit and do something a bit different, that's another idea. Okay, so we've done hair, we've done underwear, we have done accessories. The fourth point for getting a vintage look to any outfit is your makeup. So you can see that I have done a very simple cat's eye flick on my eyeliner, which is a really good way of getting just a little bit of a vintage look, and then heavy black mascara and a red lip. Red lipstick is brilliant for looking vintage, and so is a bright pink as well. Now, one of the reds that I really like is this one by Revlon. It's called Matte Balm, and this colour is number 240, Striking Spectacular. Yes, and I really like that because it stays on well. It also moisturises your lips while it's on. The eyeliners, I use all sorts, but I do find that these ones with the like pot of black ink and then a little brush, they do seem to be the best. And so that one is from Avon, but I've also used one by Barry M as well, and also Body Shop do a good one. And this one is one of the felt tip eyeliners, which also works well, especially if you're just trying to be quick, because this one literally will just draw on like a felt tip and doesn't take you very long. This one's from Body Shop, but I have also used one from Number 7 and Avon as well. And the final thing for your makeup, I thoroughly recommend a mist to seal, give your makeup a matte finish, and it seals your makeup and makes it last that bit longer. So those are all ways to get a bit of vintage glamour into your outfit. Number 5, this one is completely free, does not cost you a penny, and that is your attitude. When you look at other people dressing vintage, I can guarantee that you will have thought to yourself, oh, I couldn't wear that. Why can't you wear it? You can wear it. People say that it takes confidence to wear vintage clothes, but I have to say that when I look at people wearing vintage clothes or vintage inspired outfits, I never think, ooh, they're brave. I think, wow, they look amazing. That's always the first thought that comes in my head. So if I think that about people, then they will think that about other people. People don't laugh. The most people think is, I would like to look like that. And one thing I do find is that people do sometimes stare because it is a slightly unusual way to dress. But is it a bad thing to have people look at you? Actually, it's very often a positive thing, and they're admiring the way you look. So I think if you love the vintage look, go for something small to start with, something little that can just start you on your road to vintage dressing, and you'll soon gain confidence. I hope you have enjoyed these top 5 things to do to get a vintage look to any outfit. I will be doing another vlog very soon, which also gives you some more advice on how to sew vintage outfits. But in the meantime, happy sewing, happy vintage dressing, and I will see you soon. Bye!